Have you ever stopped to think that your body might be more than just a vessel, that every organ, every cell is a reflection of the living earth itself? The rivers that flow through the land echo the rhythm of blood pulsing through your veins. The air you breathe is the same ancient breath that moves through forests and oceans. The calcium in your bones was once part of mountains and starlight. You are not separate from nature. You are nature walking, breathing, and dreaming in human form. What if every choice we make, what we eat, how we live, how we care for ourselves, directly shapes the planet's future? Because when our bodies fall out of balance, the earth suffers too. And when the planet cries out in pain, our bodies respond through sickness, fatigue, and disconnection. This is not just philosophy or poetry. It's the universal truth written into the very atoms that make us. The same elements that form our bodies form the stars above and the soil beneath our feet. So in this video, we'll journey through the body, from the beating of the heart to the pulse of the planet, to discover how every organ connects to the physical and spiritual future of Mother Earth. Welcome to Self Unlocked, the space where cutting-edge science meets ancient wisdom to help you unlock your true potential. Stay curious, stay conscious, because your journey to self, the heart, is the first rhythm we ever know, the steady drumbeat of existence that begins long before our minds awaken to thought. It is both a muscle and a miracle, pulsing 100,000 times a day to sustain the delicate symphony of life within us. But beyond the biology, beyond the red flow of blood and the chambers that open and close like sacred doors, lies a truth as ancient as creation itself. The heart is the earth's mirror. When you look at the branching veins that spread through the human body, you are looking at the blueprint of rivers and streams that weave across the planet. The same patterns that guide water through the land guide blood through the flesh. The Nile, the Amazon, the Mississippi. They are the great arteries of Earth, carrying nourishment, memory, and movement through the body of the planet. And just as rivers can overflow or dry up, so too can our hearts. When we pollute the waters of the earth, when we dam the flow of her lifeblood, we feel it within ourselves, rising blood pressure, stress, disease. It is as though the planet's distress echoes within our own circulatory system. When her rivers stagnate, our energy falters. When her waters are clear, our vitality returns. The heart thrives on movement, on rhythm, and so does the earth. The tides, the currents, the seasons, the wind, all flow in cycles of motion and rest. It's the same balance the human heart seeks. Contraction and release, effort and surrender. When we fall out of rhythm with nature, racing through life, ignoring our need for stillness, the imbalance begins in the chest. Stress becomes storm, anxiety becomes drought. The human heart does not beat alone. Its rhythm is shaped by the pulse of the world around it. Studies show that the earth itself emits a natural electromagnetic frequency, a heartbeat known as the Schumann resonance, vibrating around 7.83 Hz. And guess what? The average frequency of the human heart's electromagnetic field is almost identical. Our hearts literally vibrate in harmony with the planet. When you stand barefoot on the ground, when you breathe deeply beneath the open sky, your heart sinks to that frequency. A silent reunion between you and the living world. But we have forgotten this connection. We live insulated lives, our feet on concrete, our minds in machines, our bodies detached from the soil that birthed them. The rivers choke, the oceans acidify, and we wonder why we feel restless, anxious, incomplete. The truth is simple. When the flow of the earth is disrupted, so is the flow of our hearts. Ancient civilizations understood this deeply. The Egyptians believed the heart was the seat of the soul, weighed against the feather of truth after death. The Mayans saw rivers as veins of the divine, carrying the essence of gods through the world. The Vedic tradition spoke of prana, the life force that flows like water through the body's channels. Everywhere, across cultures, the message was the same. The heart and the waters are one. Think of rainfall, each drop a heartbeat of the sky, falling to nourish the earth. Think of your blood, carrying oxygen, iron, and minerals once born in the cores of dying stars. Every beat in your chest is a cosmic echo, a reminder that energy cannot die, only change form. The same force that keeps the rivers flowing keeps your heart alive. When you choose compassion, your heartbeat changes. When you breathe deeply in gratitude, your heart's electromagnetic field expands, becoming stronger and more coherent. That field extends several feet beyond your body, interacting with the world around you. When millions of hearts beat with love and empathy, the vibration of the planet literally shifts. The collective rhythm of humanity influences the Earth's energetic balance, proof that emotional harmony can ripple outward into the world. The health of the planet depends on the health of our hearts, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. When we act from greed, anger, or fear, we constrict the flow of love. When we choose connection, kindness, and reverence, we expand it. The rivers of the world remember our actions. The water cycle is a mirror of karma. What we pour into it returns to us, purified or poisoned. Imagine if every heartbeat became a prayer for balance. Imagine if every time we drank water, we remembered the rivers that gave it. The act of gratitude itself becomes sacred medicine. When we honor water, we honor life. When we honor our heartbeat, we honor the rhythm of creation. The heart is not merely an organ. It is a compass pointing us back to unity. It whispers that we are made of flow, not fragmentation. The veins that carry blood through our body are rivers of memory, carrying stories from the beginning of time. So next time you stand by a river, place your hand over your chest and listen. Feel the pulse within you and the current before you. They are not separate songs, but one eternal melody. Your heartbeat is the Earth's heartbeat. Every drop of blood is a drop of rain. And the more we love, the more freely life flows, through us, through her, through all. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Feel the air enter your lungs, expanding the chest, feeding every cell with invisible life. That breath, the one you just took, was once inside trees, oceans, clouds, and perhaps even another living being halfway across the planet. Air is the one thing all life shares. It is the unbroken thread that connects every creature, every ecosystem, every heartbeat across time. The lungs are not merely organs of respiration. They are gateways between the body and the cosmos. With each inhale, we draw in the essence of the world. With each exhale, we return a piece of ourselves to it. The cycle of breath is the rhythm of existence itself, the silent language through which the earth and its children speak. Our lungs mirror the forests, those vast green lungs of the earth. Just as we breathe in oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide, trees absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen. A perfect partnership, an eternal exchange of life. We are breathing with the forests, not apart from them. The Amazon, the Congo, the taiga, these are not distant landscapes. They are extensions of our own respiratory system. When they burn, we suffocate. When they flourish, we thrive. Every breath you take contains molecules of oxygen that may have been created in a forest thousands of miles away or formed by phytoplankton in the ocean. Scientists estimate that up to 70% of the oxygen we breathe comes from marine life, tiny plants drifting on the surface of the sea. The ocean breathes for us, just as the trees do. When the ocean warms and its life declines, our air becomes thinner, our collective breath weaker. But modern life has made us forget to breathe, truly breathe. We live in cities wrapped in smoke, surrounded by noise, rushing through days without awareness of the miracle of air. The pollution we send into the sky finds its way back into our lungs, our bloodstream, our hearts. The planet wheezes under the weight of industrial fumes. and so do we. Chronic respiratory diseases rise as forests fall. The imbalance is reflected in us as within, so without. Take another breath. Feel how the air moves through you, invisible yet essential. That same motion happens in the planet's atmosphere, in the winds that circle the globe, in the storms that shape continents. The planet, too, has a respiratory system, air currents that inhale and exhale with the rhythm of the seasons. The monsoon rains, the trade winds, the northern lights, all part of a great cosmic respiration. In many ancient traditions, breath was synonymous with life itself. The Hindus called it prana, the vital energy that animates all living things. The Chinese named it qi, the invisible flow of vitality connecting heaven and earth. In the Bible, it was said that God breathed the breath of life into man, and he became a living soul. The word spiritus, the Latin root of spirit, literally means breath. To breathe, therefore, is to be connected to the divine. When we forget to breathe, when we cut ourselves off from nature's air, we lose that connection. But when we breathe consciously, in harmony with the wind, the trees, the sea, we awaken that ancient bond. Every breath becomes a prayer, every exhale a gift back to the world. The lungs teach us balance. They remind us that we cannot only take, we must also give. Inhale life, exhale gratitude. Inhale inspiration, exhale compassion. The health of our lungs reflects the harmony of that exchange. When we pollute the world, we poison our own air. But when we restore balance, when we plant trees, protect oceans, and breathe mindfully, we heal both the planet and ourselves. Our breath also carries emotion. Fear shortens it, peace lengthens it, anger makes it shallow, love deepens it. In the same way, the Earth's atmosphere mirrors the emotional and energetic state of humanity. Turbulence in nature often reflects turbulence in us. If humanity collectively learned to breathe with awareness, with reverence, perhaps the storms themselves would calm. We often think of the future of Earth in grand terms: technology, climate, policy. Yet the most powerful act of healing may be as simple as breathing together, consciously, as one species. Because air knows no borders. It moves freely from one nation to another, one being to another, one generation to the next. The same breath that fills your lungs today may one day fill the lungs of a child not yet born. To care for the air is to care for the future. So, take one more slow breath. Feel it, the invisible thread connecting you to trees, to oceans, to the pulse of the wind and the quiet of the sky. Feel how the world breathes with you. You are not an isolated creature inhaling alone. You are part of a planetary inhale and exhale that has been going on for billions of years. When you breathe, you honor that rhythm. When you pollute, you break it. When you choose awareness, you restore it. The lungs of the earth are calling out for care, and so are ours. Together, they whisper the same message. Breathe deeply, breathe consciously, breathe with love. For the breath that sustains you sustains all. If the heart is the river of life and the lungs are the breath of the world, then the brain is the lightning, the spark of awareness that illuminates everything. It is through the brain that we perceive, imagine, and understand. It is through this web of neurons that consciousness itself takes form. But what if the brain is not only a human organ, but a reflection of a much larger intelligence? One that spans continents, ecosystems, and even galaxies. What if the same patterns that allow you to think are also the patterns through which the planet itself thinks? The human brain contains roughly 86 billion neurons, each connected through trillions of synapses, an intricate forest of electrical impulses and chemical exchanges. Yet if you look at satellite images of lightning storms, river deltas, or the branching networks of mycelium beneath forests, you'll see something astonishing. The same structure repeats everywhere. The universe loves networks. Just as neurons communicate through electrochemical signals, ecosystems communicate through subtle exchanges of energy and matter. Trees send nutrients to one another through underground fungal networks. Coral reefs transmit chemical messages across miles. The planet itself hums with interconnected awareness, a distributed intelligence that sustains life. Some scientists even refer to Earth as a superorganism, a living system of interdependent parts. The Gaia hypothesis, proposed by James Lovelock, suggests that Earth regulates itself the way the human body does, maintaining temperature, chemical balance, and oxygen levels to support life. The human brain regulates the body. The planet's biosphere regulates the Earth. Every thought you have, every emotion you feel, ripples through this planetary web. When you meditate, when you calm your mind, the electromagnetic field of your brain changes, and that frequency contributes to the collective field of the Earth. Studies by the Global Consciousness Project at Princeton have even suggested that large-scale human emotions, such as global joy or grief, can subtly influence the planet's energetic patterns. We are neurons in Earth's cosmic brain. Humanity itself is a network of consciousness, each person a node transmitting energy and awareness into the greater whole. When we live with empathy, we strengthen those neural pathways. When we live in fear or division, we weaken them. Our technology, too, mirrors this truth. The Internet, a vast network of data, is humanity's attempt to externalize the brain. Billions of devices linked across the globe, sharing information at light speed. We are building, perhaps unconsciously, a digital reflection of the neural intelligence that already exists in nature. But unlike nature's wisdom, our digital web often lacks balance and harmony, connects us mentally, but not spiritually. It spreads knowledge, but not always understanding. Our brains thrive on rhythm, sleep cycles, brain waves, patterns of learning and rest. The planet, too, has rhythms. Day and night, the turning of the seasons, the tides, the blooming and dying of life. When we live in harmony with these natural rhythms, our minds function clearly and intuitively. When we ignore them, staying up under artificial lights, living disconnected from the sun and stars, our mental balance deteriorates. Depression, anxiety, burnout, these are not only personal crises, but symptoms of disconnection from planetary rhythm. Have you ever noticed how your mind clears in nature? How thoughts slow near the ocean, or how forests seem to quiet inner noise? That's not imagination, it's coherence. The electromagnetic resonance of the natural world aligns the brain's frequency. The planet is constantly broadcasting calm, but we must tune in to hear it. Ancient cultures understood the brain not as the seat of isolated thought, but as part of a cosmic mind. The Egyptians saw the pineal gland, a small structure in the center of the brain, as the eye of Horus, the gateway to spiritual sight. The Hindus called it the Ajna chakra, the third eye that perceives higher truth. The pineal gland secretes melatonin, regulating sleep, but it's also sensitive to light and rhythm, a biological receiver attuned to the cycles of the sun and moon. When the planet's light patterns are disrupted through pollution, artificial light, or destruction of natural cycles, the pineal gland suffers. Insomnia, stress, and hormonal imbalance follow. Even our dreams are shaped by the world's light. The Earth doesn't just hold our bodies, it programs our minds. The brain is also a storyteller. It weaves meaning from experience, memory from chaos. Similarly, the planet tells stories through weather, through migration, through the slow language of evolution. Our myths, our religions, our art, they are attempts to translate the planet's dreaming into human understanding. When we forget this connection, when we think of ourselves as separate from nature, the stories turn dark. Greed, domination, despair. But when we remember that our mind is a reflection of the world's mind, we rediscover purpose, creativity, and balance. Modern neuroscience reveals that the brain is plastic. It can rewire itself through thought, focus, and intention. The same principle applies to humanity and the Earth. If enough people change their thinking from exploitation to harmony, the planetary neural network rewires too. New pathways of innovation, compassion, and sustainability emerge. The healing of the mind and the healing of the planet are the same process seen from two sides. So what does this mean for our future? It means that how we think, the quality of our consciousness, directly affects the destiny of the world. Every thought is an electrical signal in the grand circuitry of creation. When our collective mind is filled with fear, pollution, and disconnection, that energy echoes through the ecosystem. But when our thoughts are filled with reverence, gratitude, and love, we send coherence through the cosmic network, aligning human and planetary intelligence once more. You are not just a thinker within the world. You are the world thinking itself. Every insight, every spark of inspiration, every dream is the universe awakening through you. The stars birthed the elements that formed your brain. Now, through you, they contemplate their own existence. So the next time a flash of thought races through your mind, remember, that spark is lightning in the brain, and lightning is thought in the sky. Both are the same language of energy, creation expressing itself in endless forms. The human eye, with all its intricate layers, cornea, lens, retina, evolved to capture the dance of light. Light that has traveled for millions of years through the infinite dark, born in the heart of dying stars, now landing gently upon your retina, translated into color, form, and beauty. Every sunrise you witness is ancient starlight reborn. Every glimpse of the sea, the trees, or another's face is the universe recognizing itself. The retina at the back of your eye is lined with millions of photoreceptor cells, rods and cones that receive and translate light into electrical signals. These signals are carried to the brain, where they are shaped into images. But those images aren't simply pictures. They are stories, memories, meanings. In every image, your mind finds a connection to something greater, to the pulse of life itself. Now think of the planet's eyes. The oceans, vast, reflective, alive, act as the Earth's own gaze. They watch the sky, absorb sunlight, and mirror the heavens. Through their shimmering surface, clouds and stars appear to meet, uniting water and light in a cosmic embrace. Just as our eyes allow light to shape perception, the oceans regulate how light and heat move across the planet, shaping climate, life, and balance. In this way, our eyes are not just tools of seeing, they are instruments of relationship. To see is to connect. To truly see the Earth, not as a resource, not as background, but as a living being, is to begin healing the wound of separation. The more we learn to observe nature with reverence, the more we awaken to the truth that there is no out there. What we see in the world reflects what we hold within. Our eyes evolved under the guidance of the planet itself. The blue light of the sky tuned our circadian rhythms. The color green, abundant in forests and fields, relaxes our nervous system, a biological memory of safety and abundance. Even the golden glow of the sun triggers serotonin, making us feel alive and connected. The planet does not merely exist around us. It shapes the way we perceive and experience reality itself. But there's more. The eyes also serve as mirrors for emotion, windows not just to the world, but to the inner world. When someone cries, their tears are salt water, born of the same oceans that once birthed life. When we look into another's eyes, we recognize that spark, the same consciousness that looks through countless other beings, human and non-human alike. The connection we feel is the Earth recognizing itself through countless perspectives. Now consider how the planet, too, can see us. The satellites orbiting above, the reflections of cities in the water, the changing colors of forests as they respond to our presence. All are reflections of how humanity has become a visible force upon the Earth's surface. Just as our eyes can reveal sickness or health, the planet's eyes reveal her state of being. Melting ice caps, coral bleaching, desert expansion. These are her tears, her changing gaze. The planet's sight grows dim when our awareness does. To restore balance, we must learn to see again, not just with our physical eyes, but with the eye of the heart, the third eye of perception, intuition, and reverence. Ancient traditions across the world, from the Egyptian Eye of Horus to the Hindu Ajna Chakra, have long understood the power of sight as sacred. Seeing is not a passive act. It is creation itself. What we choose to see, what we focus on, becomes reality. When you look at a forest, do you see timber or a living cathedral of consciousness? When you gaze upon the ocean, do you see water or the womb of all life? When you meet another's eyes, do you see a stranger or a reflection of your own soul? These questions matter because the future of the Earth depends on the quality of our perception. If we see the planet as alive, we will treat her as sacred. If we see ourselves as separate, we will exploit her until there is nothing left. The act of seeing, then, becomes an act of stewardship. To see truthfully is to heal. Our eyes are the first bridge between the internal and the external world, and through them, consciousness learns to recognize itself in every leaf, every storm, every sunrise. The moment you realize that the light entering your eyes has journeyed across the universe just to reach you, you begin to understand. You were never apart from the stars, the earth, or anything that lives. You are the witness of creation and creation itself. The skin, our largest organ, is the delicate border between the inner universe of the body and the vast outer realm of the earth. It is the veil through which touch, temperature, and sensation flow. Every shiver, every brush of wind, every drop of rain, all are messages from the planet, whispered directly onto the canvas of our flesh. Our skin is not a wall but a living bridge. Protects, yet it connects. It breathes, sweats, absorbs, and communicates. The same way the Earth's crust shields its molten core while nurturing forests, mountains, and seas. Our skin shelters the inner cosmos of our being while allowing life to exchange energy through touch, sunlight, and air. Look closely, and you'll see that skin tells stories of ancestry, adaptation, and evolution. Its pigments were shaped by sunlight, its pores tuned by climate, its texture molded by experience. Just as deserts bear the memory of wind and oceans carry the taste of ancient rain, our skin remembers the landscapes our ancestors walked. It is living history written in sensation. But beneath this poetic surface lies something profound. Our skin mirrors the health of the planet's skin, the biosphere. When the ozone thins, the Earth burns. When the forests are stripped away, her surface cracks and bleeds dust into the air. And when we cover our skin in chemicals, we echo that same disconnection, insulating ourselves from the very rhythms that sustain us. Once, humans lived in direct communion with the world. We walked barefoot, allowing the subtle electrical field of the earth to recalibrate our own. We bathed in rivers, anointing ourselves with clay and sunlight. We let our skin feel the seasons, the sting of cold, the kiss of rain, the warmth of dawn. That contact was more than comfort. It was communication, a biological conversation between body and planet. Modern life has dulled this dialogue. We build walls, wear synthetic fabrics, live under fluorescent lights, and breathe recycled air. Our skin no longer feels the soil beneath our feet or the true light of the sun. In insulating ourselves from discomfort, we have also insulated ourselves from connection. The skin of the world, the forests, the coral reefs, the fertile topsoil, is now suffering in the same way, covered, cut off, and suffocating. The Earth's epidermis, the top layer of soil, functions much like ours. It regulates temperature, prevents dehydration, and nurtures the growth of new life. Without it, the planet's inner vitality would vanish into the void. When we destroy it through pollution and deforestation, we are, in essence, burning the planet's skin. And what happens to a body when its skin burns? It becomes inflamed, vulnerable, diseased. The same happens to Earth. Floods, droughts, and ecological imbalance are the fevers of a wounded planet trying to heal. Our skin can also teach us how to restore that balance. Constantly renews itself, shedding old cells, regenerating new ones. The planet, too, has this power. Forests can regrow, coral reefs can heal, air can clear, but only if we allow the cycles of renewal to unfold naturally. Healing, for both body and earth, begins with restoring contact. To touch the earth is to remember who we are. When bare feet press into soil, an ancient circuit closes. Ions flow, grounding the body's electric field to the planet's heartbeat. Science calls this earthing or grounding. Spirituality calls it communion. Our ancestors called it living. The skin also connects us through emotion. When we touch another person, our heart rate synchronizes, oxytocin flows, and stress melts away. It is not merely sensation, it is empathy in action, energy exchanged through contact. Imagine if we could touch the planet with the same tenderness. What would happen if we treated her mountains and waters not as resources, but as skin, alive, sentient, sensitive to every touch? Every drop of sweat, every pore opening to breathe, is a reminder that we are porous beings in a porous world. There is no true boundary between you and Earth, only a thin membrane through which energy flows in both directions. The wind on your face is the breath of the planet. The warmth of the sun is her embrace. Yet we have forgotten how to feel her. We scroll instead of soil our hands in the garden. We seek warmth in screens instead of sunlight. Our nervous systems, deprived of natural texture, hunger for contact. This disconnection is not just ecological, it's existential. But the skin can remember. Step outside. Let sunlight bathe your arms. Let rain bead across your face. Let your bare feet meet the earth again. In that moment, the illusion of separation dissolves. You remember that you are the earth in human form, sensing herself, healing herself through you. The planet's future depends on the sensitivity of our touch. The gentler we tread, the more life flourishes. Like skin, the earth thrives when cared for, when moisturized with rain, when protected from wounds, when given time to breathe. So honor your skin as sacred ground. It is both your shield and your instrument of love. Through it, the universe experiences touch, and through your touch, the earth remembers her wholeness. Deep within you lies a mountain range, silent, unyielding, eternal. Your bones are not merely structures. They are the sacred pillars of your being, carved from the same minerals that form the bedrock of the world. The calcium in your femur was once part of an ancient sea. The phosphorus in your skull has cycled through coral, stone, and star. You carry within you the memory of the planet's creation, the solidity of Earth rendered in human form. When you move, the mountains move. Every step you take vibrates through a network of mineral symphonies. You are the walking landscape of the cosmos, bones as mountains, blood as rivers, breath as wind, and thought as lightning. Our skeleton is a temple of stone. It gives shape to the soft oceans of flesh and blood, much as mountains give contour to the surface of the earth. Without bones, the body would collapse. Without mountains, the planet's winds, waters, and life cycles would lose balance. The parallels are not poetic coincidence. They are biological truth written by evolution's hand. The minerals that make up our bones, calcium, magnesium, potassium, and iron, are the same ones that crystallize in the planet's crust. Each atom of bone once drifted through oceans, sedimented in coral, and rose as limestone cliffs before being reborn through the cycle of life and death. To say we come from dust is not metaphorical, it's literal. We are animated stone. Now think of the Earth's skeleton, the tectonic plates. They grind and shift beneath her surface, shaping mountains and valleys. The same is true within you. Your bones shift, regenerate, and respond to pressure. Every 7 to 10 years, your entire skeleton renews itself, just as mountains erode and reform over time. You are geological, a living continent of spirit and matter. But bones are not just support. They are storage. Deep inside them lies marrow, the womb of blood, where new life is born. This is a mirror of the planet's inner fire, the molten core that fuels creation. From this living stone flows vitality, renewal, and memory. Within you is the same creative force that builds stars and continents. Your spine, especially, is the Earth's axis in miniature. The ancient yogis called it Merudanda, Mount Meru, the sacred mountain of the universe, mirrored within the human frame. Along this inner mountain runs the energy of life itself, Kundalini, the serpent of creation coiled at its base. When this energy rises, it awakens the consciousness that recognizes unity with the cosmos. The ancients knew what modern science is rediscovering. That structure is sacred. The architecture of your body is the architecture of the world. The spiral patterns in your bones, the lattice of your skeleton, the symmetry of your face, all follow the same geometric codes that shape snowflakes, galaxies, and crystals. The universe builds everything from one divine blueprint, scaling from the infinite to the intimate. Now consider what happens when bones weaken. The body becomes fragile, unable to stand tall. Likewise, when the mountains are mined and the crust fractured, the planet's foundation trembles. Earthquakes, landslides, and imbalance follow, physical expressions of a deeper fracture in humanity's relationship with the ground that sustains us. We extract too much from the bones of the world, oil, minerals, metals, without giving time for regeneration. Each mine is a wound, each blast, a broken rib in the body of Gaia. Yet, like our own bones, the planet has an astonishing power to heal. Over time, she fuses, reforms, and rises again. Our bones also teach resilience. They are not solid like stone, but porous and alive, always listening to the forces acting upon them. When pressure increases, bones grow denser. When movement ceases, they weaken. It is the same with our inner strength and with the planet's ecosystems. Stress, when honored and balanced, builds resilience. Neglect breeds decay. So when you feel your bones ache, when you feel the weight of the world, remember, you are carrying the memory of mountains. Stand tall. Let your spine align with the axis of the earth. Feel gravity not as a burden but as a sacred embrace, tethering your spirit to the living rock that birthed you. Touch stone and you touch your ancestor. Every pebble, every grain of sand is older than life itself. The mountain ranges that inspire awe are the bones of the planet exposed, her skeleton revealed in majesty. And when you stand upon them, something ancient within you stirs, recognizing kinship. The mountain is not separate from you. It is you in another form. In many spiritual traditions, bones are symbols of death, but also of immortality. Flesh decays, but bone endures. It holds the record of existence long after other traces are gone. Fossils, skeletons, relics. These are the libraries of the earth, preserving stories across millions of years. And so your bones, too, hold memory. The vibrations of your ancestors still echo in your marrow. When you move, you carry their rhythm forward into the future. This is why ritual and remembrance matter. When we honor the dead, we are not merely respecting history, we are listening to the whispers in our bones. And when we honor the planet, we acknowledge that we and the mountains are made of the same cosmic dust, shaped by the same divine hands. So walk with awareness. Feel the mountain in your stance, the stone in your strength. When you touch the earth, know that the connection is bone to bone, structure meeting structure. You are not standing on the planet, you are standing as the planet. Beneath the surface of the earth lies a living world, the soil. It breathes, digests, transforms, and gives life to everything we see. Beneath the surface of our bodies lies another living world, the digestive system. It too breathes, digests, transforms, and sustains life. The stomach is our inner soil, the sacred cauldron where the raw matter of the world becomes part of who we are. Every meal is an act of alchemy. What once grew from the ground enters us, breaks down, and is reborn as energy, thought, and movement. Through digestion, the line between earth and human dissolves completely. Each bite of food is the planet offering herself, her minerals, her sunlight, her rain. The plants absorb the wisdom of the soil, the animals carry its strength, and we, in turn, become the continuation of that cycle. When we eat, we participate in a cosmic ritual as old as life itself. Our digestive system, from mouth to stomach to intestines, mirrors the ecosystem of the earth. The soil teems with microorganisms that decompose organic matter, turning death into life. Our intestines, too, host trillions of microorganisms, the gut microbiome, that transform what we consume into nutrients and vitality. These invisible worlds are reflections of each other. The health of one affects the other. When the soil is sick, our bodies become sick. When our gut is imbalanced, the planet's nourishment cycle falters. Ancient wisdom long understood this connection. Indigenous cultures treated food as sacred, understanding that to eat was to commune with the spirit of the land. The blessing before a meal wasn't superstition, it was gratitude, an acknowledgement that the earth gives of herself so we may live. In modern times, we have forgotten this reverence. Fast food, chemical agriculture, and processed diets sever us from that sacred relationship. Our inner soil becomes barren, stripped of life, just like the farmlands we overwork and poison. The stomach, like the earth, thrives on diversity. Just as monoculture farming depletes the land, a diet lacking variety depletes the body. Our microbiome, like the soil, needs richness, fiber, color, texture, and the subtle intelligence of whole foods. Each plant, each spice, each grain carries unique bacteria, enzymes, and life codes that sustain the delicate ecology within us. The digestive fire, what Ayurveda calls Agni, is the inner sun. It transforms matter into energy, just as the sun powers photosynthesis in plants. When our digestive fire burns steady and clean, we radiate health. But when it weakens, the system becomes clogged, like polluted soil unable to yield growth. Emotional stagnation, stress, and disconnection from nature also dim this fire. The cure, as always, is reconnection, eating mindfully, moving in rhythm with the planet's seasons, and honoring food as sacred energy, not just fuel. Imagine for a moment the stomach as a small planet, with rivers of enzymes, forests of villi, and microbial creatures thriving in symbiosis. Every time you eat, you are creating a microcosmic ecosystem within. You are the guardian of this inner earth. How you treat it reflects how you treat the planet outside. When we fill our bodies with processed, lifeless food, It is as if we are filling the soil with plastic, things the earth cannot digest. The body, too, struggles to break down what is unnatural. Toxic buildup, disease, and fatigue follow. On a global scale, the same is true. The planet chokes on pollution because humanity has forgotten the art of sacred digestion, the ability to transform what we take into something that nourishes rather than destroys. The act of composting offers a profound metaphor. In nature, nothing is wasted. Fallen leaves become humus. Decaying matter becomes fertile soil. The stomach performs the same miracle every day. It breaks down the old, the dense, the external, and transforms it into life. This is the essence of creation, transformation through digestion. When we honor the digestive process, when we eat slowly with gratitude, we align with the natural pace of the earth. We return to balance. The more we respect the cycles of nourishment, the more the planet responds in abundance. The soil becomes richer and the body stronger. It is a feedback loop of vitality, sustained by awareness. In spiritual traditions, the stomach is also the center of will and personal power, the solar plexus. It governs not only how we digest food, but how we digest life itself. When this center is strong, we move with confidence and purpose. When it is weak, we feel heavy, disempowered, or anxious. The same can be said of humanity's collective relationship to Earth's nourishment. When we exploit rather than honor, we lose our vitality. To heal the world, we must first heal our gut, and through it, our relationship with food, soil, and self. We must learn again to grow what we eat, touch the earth that feeds us, and see nourishment not as consumption, but communion. The soil does not hoard, it gives. The body, too, thrives by giving, by turning what it receives into love, energy, and creativity. The earth feeds us, and through us, she feeds herself. Every breath, every bite, every heartbeat is her rhythm continuing through human form. To eat is to say, I am part of you. To digest is to whisper, we are one. The planet's liver, nature's cleansing systems. Just as your liver filters your blood, Earth has its own intricate detoxification network. Wetlands, forests, oceans, and fungi all work as planetary livers, filtering, breaking down, and neutralizing what would otherwise destroy balance. When forests absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen, they purify the air, just as the liver processes ammonia into harmless urea. Wetlands filter water through roots and soil, transforming waste into clarity. Coral reefs filter the ocean's flow, and fungi in the soil break down decay, turning it into fertile ground for life to begin again. But when these systems are overloaded, when we pollute the rivers, cut down the forests, and poison the soil, the planet becomes sick. The Earth's metabolism slows, its vitality diminishes. The fever of climate change is not only ecological but energetic, a reflection of humanity's own inner imbalance. When our collective liver fails, both body and earth begin to drown in toxicity. The liver as the seat of alchemy and emotion. Ancient civilizations knew the liver as more than an organ. It was the seat of the soul's transformation. The Mesopotamians read omens in livers, believing they revealed the will of the gods. The Egyptians called it the vessel of Ka, the life force. Even in traditional Chinese medicine, the liver governs the smooth flow of energy, or qi, through the body. When this energy stagnates, emotions like anger and frustration rise. In this sense, the liver mirrors humanity's relationship with Earth. When we suppress emotion, our collective frustration, grief, and guilt over what's happening to our planet, that energy becomes trapped. It turns into internal pollution, both psychological and environmental. The act of purifying the liver, therefore, is not just a biological need, it's an act of spiritual realignment. The more we cleanse, forgive, and release, both within ourselves and within our ecosystems, the more freely energy flows again. Healing the liver is healing the river. Toxicity in the microcosm and macrocosm. The liver is constantly adapting to the toxins we feed it: alcohol, processed food, stress, environmental chemicals. Likewise, Earth's natural systems are adapting to industrial waste, plastic pollution, and greenhouse gases. Both are resilient but not invincible. Every plastic bottle thrown away, every chemical dumped into the ocean, adds to the planet's burden just as every toxic choice burdens our own body. Yet, when we fast, detox, and nourish ourselves properly, our liver regenerates. When the earth is given rest, when forests regrow, rivers run clean, and soil is restored, the planet too heals. It's the same process on two scales, one cellular, one cosmic. This reveals a sacred truth, that the health of the planet and the health of the body are a mirror of one another. Regeneration, the miracle of renewal. The liver is the only organ in the body capable of fully regenerating itself, even if up to 75% of it is removed. This extraordinary resilience is a reflection of the Earth's own regenerative power. Forests can regrow after fire. Coral reefs can rebuild after devastation. Even ecosystems destroyed by human hands can, given time and space, restore themselves. The message is clear. The blueprint for healing is already written into life itself. Every act of renewal, every detox, from the body to the biosphere, is part of the same grand design of balance. When you support your liver through clean food, hydration, and rest, you align with this principle of regeneration. When humanity supports the earth through reforestation, clean energy, and sustainable living, we honor that same cosmic law. Both are acts of reverence toward the sacred cycle of death, decay, and rebirth. The spiritual call, becoming a conscious filter. The liver doesn't judge the substances it processes, it simply transforms them. That's a profound lesson for us all. What if humanity learned to filter experiences the same way? Instead of reacting with anger or fear, what if we could process pain, turn it into understanding, and release wisdom into the world? To be a conscious being is to act as a living liver of the collective, transmuting chaos into clarity, toxicity into transformation. When we practice emotional cleansing, forgiveness, and compassion, we perform the same function spiritually that the liver performs physically. And when enough people do this, the planet feels it. Our collective vibration rises, our ecosystems balance, and the cycle of decay transforms once more into renewal, cleansing the inner and outer world. The liver teaches us that balance is not about perfection, it's about constant transformation. The earth doesn't remain pure by rejecting toxicity. It remains pure by transmuting it. Our task is not to escape the modern world, but to become alchemists within it, turning what is heavy into light, what is wasteful into wisdom. The future of Mother Earth depends on whether humanity can learn to mirror the liver's grace, filtering what no longer serves, releasing what's toxic, and holding on only to what nurtures life. So, as your liver silently cleanses your blood this very moment, know that you are part of a grander act, the continuous purification of the planet itself. When we look at the reproductive organs, the womb, the testes, the ovaries, we see not just flesh, but the cosmic will to evolve. These organs carry the essence of renewal, the ability to take what is intangible, desire, love, intention, and transform it into something physical, something alive. This creative power is not confined to reproduction alone. It is the same energy that fuels art, dreams, innovation, and the birth of new worlds. Every idea, every act of love, every transformation of spirit is an echo of this sacred process happening within the cosmos. Creation as a cosmic law. The universe itself reproduces in patterns. Galaxies give birth to stars, stars forge planets, and planets nurture life. The process of creation, destruction, and rebirth is written into every level of existence. Your reproductive organs are not separate from this, they mirror it. The same creative pulse that began with the Big Bang beats within your cells. The energy that expands the universe also expands the womb. This is why in ancient mythologies, the act of creation was often depicted as divine union, the marriage of sky and earth, spirit and matter. In Egyptian cosmology, Isis gathers the scattered pieces of Osiris to conceive new life, symbolizing restoration after chaos. In Hindu thought, Shiva and Shakti represent the eternal dance of creation and destruction, masculine consciousness uniting with feminine energy to maintain universal harmony. Our reproductive systems embody this dance. Every hormone, every rhythm, every cycle is a reflection of cosmic balance. The womb and the earth, sacred spaces of creation. The womb, the central temple of creation, reflects the planet itself. Both are sacred vessels capable of nurturing life. The womb holds, nourishes, and protects new beginnings just as the earth's soil cradles seeds until they are ready to emerge. When the earth is fertile and healthy, life flourishes. When the soil is poisoned, barren, or overworked, creation struggles to continue. The same is true of our inner ecology. When stress, toxins, and imbalance invade the body, the flow of creation diminishes. In many spiritual traditions, the womb represents the divine feminine, the creative void from which all existence emerges. It is the cosmic darkness before the stars ignite. Just as galaxies are born in cosmic dust, human life begins in the dark, watery space of the womb. Both are acts of infinite potential, silent, sacred, and powerful beyond comprehension. Masculine and feminine energy, forces of balance. In both nature and the human body, creation depends on polarity, the dynamic tension between two forces that complete one another. The masculine principle represents consciousness, structure, and direction, the seed that carries intent. The feminine principle represents flow, receptivity, and transformation, the soil that gives that seed life. Both exist within every human, regardless of gender. They are not opposites but partners in the eternal rhythm of regeneration. When these energies are balanced, creativity flows effortlessly in our relationships, our work, and our spiritual growth. But when either energy dominates, disconnection follows. The overextension of masculine energy leads to exploitation, domination, and depletion of both the planet and ourselves. The suppression of feminine energy leads to imbalance, loss of empathy, and destruction of the nurturing systems that sustain life. Restoring harmony between these forces is essential for healing the earth. The cycle of death and rebirth. Every reproductive cycle, from menstruation to conception to birth, reflects the natural cycles of Earth. There are seasons of shedding, planting, gestation, and blooming. Menstruation is like winter, a time of release and renewal. Ovulation mirrors spring, fertile, creative, and full of potential. Pregnancy and gestation align with summer, when life is nurtured and grows. Birth is autumn, the harvest of creation. This cyclical wisdom is the rhythm of nature itself. The moon mirrors it, the tides echo it, and the earth moves with it. When humanity lives out of sync with these natural cycles, when we ignore the need for rest, renewal, or respect for life, both our bodies and the planet begin to falter. Recognizing these rhythms reconnects us to the heartbeat of creation itself, the sacred power of regeneration. Among all the organs of the human body, the reproductive system holds the key to regeneration, not just biologically but symbolically. Consider how the earth regenerates after devastation, how forests grow from ashes, how coral reefs rebuild after bleaching, how ecosystems return even after centuries of dormancy. The power to recreate is embedded in life's DNA. Our bodies contain that same secret. The cells of the reproductive organs carry the potential to start an entirely new being, a universe within a universe. Every child born is a continuation of the cosmic story, an echo of stardust becoming aware of itself. But this regenerative power must be treated with reverence. Exploitation, abuse, or ignorance of this energy, whether in human relationships or in how we treat the earth, leads to imbalance and decay. Respect for creation in all its forms is the foundation of renewal. Creation beyond birth, the energy of creativity. Not everyone will give birth to a child, but everyone can create. The same life force energy that fuels reproduction also fuels art, love, compassion, and innovation. When we create something meaningful, a song, a story, a solution, or an act of kindness, we engage with that same regenerative power that animates the stars. Creativity, then, becomes a sacred act, a declaration that life continues, that hope endures, and that we are co-creators in the ongoing evolution of the universe. The earth too creates. Every dawn, every spring bloom, every new generation of life is a masterpiece of ongoing creativity. Healing the wounds of creation. Humanity's relationship with the creative force has often been wounded by fear, repression, or misuse. But just as the earth can heal from scars of destruction, our inner creative essence can be restored through awareness, respect, and care. When we honor our reproductive energy as sacred, not shameful, we heal a vital connection to the planet. When we treat creation as divine, not disposable, the earth begins to breathe again. Every act of respect, whether for a body, a tree, or a river, restores the balance of renewal. The eternal cycle of becoming. The reproductive organs remind us of the most profound truth of all. Life is eternal. Changes form, it cycles, it transforms, but it never truly ends. The body's ability to create mirrors the universe's infinite creativity. Every birth of a human, an idea, or a world is a continuation of the same cosmic story. You are not a separate being looking out at the universe. You are the universe expressing itself through you. To honor the reproductive system is to honor the sacred act of existence itself, the miracle of renewal that ensures both humanity and the earth continue to evolve in harmony. The electrical symphony of life. In your body, neurons communicate through tiny bursts of electricity. These electrical impulses travel across synapses at lightning speed, allowing the body to sense, think, and respond. The Earth does something similar on a planetary scale. Lightning strikes the Earth roughly 8 million times every day, transferring energy between the sky and the ground. These flashes don't just illuminate the clouds. They recharge the planet's electromagnetic field, maintaining a delicate, energetic balance that sustains life. The Earth's electromagnetic resonance, known as the Schumann resonance, vibrates around 7.83 Hz, a frequency almost identical to that of the human brain in its calm, meditative state. This is no coincidence. It's a reminder that our consciousness is literally tuned to the frequency of the Earth. When our nervous system is overstimulated by stress, fear, or disconnection, we fall out of harmony with this natural rhythm. But when we meditate, breathe deeply, or immerse ourselves in nature, our brainwaves synchronize again with the Earth's heartbeat, the global pulse of calm awareness. Mycelium and neurons, the web of intelligence. Beneath the forest floor, a hidden network of fungi called mycelium connects trees and plants in a living web of communication. Scientists call it the wood wide web. It transmits nutrients, chemical signals, and even distress calls across miles of soil. When a tree is dying, it can send its remaining energy to nearby saplings through this underground network, a biological compassion system. Doesn't that sound familiar? It's exactly how your brain's neurons support one another, transmitting energy, healing connections, forming memories, and building intelligence. This resemblance between mycelium and neurons is one of nature's most profound mirrors. The Earth, in its forests, has built something akin to a global brain. And we, as part of this ecosystem, are both neurons and messengers within it. Every thought, action, and emotion we generate contributes to the energetic field of the planet, just as every neuron contributes to the consciousness of the human being. The global nervous system, humanity's role. In the modern age, the planet's nervous system has expanded beyond biology. Our technology, satellites, fiber optic cables, wireless networks, forms a vast electrical grid that wraps around the world. This digital nervous system mirrors the function of our own neural pathways, transmitting information, connecting individuals, and generating a shared awareness. Humanity has, in essence, externalized the brain, building an electronic extension of consciousness that circles the globe. But with great connectivity comes responsibility. Just as toxic thoughts can disrupt the human nervous system, toxic information, manipulation, and fear can pollute the collective neural field of Earth. Every tweet, message, and broadcast is an impulse in this global brain. When filled with harmony, love, and wisdom, it uplifts the collective consciousness. When filled with chaos or division, it destabilizes the planet's energetic balance. To heal the Earth's nervous system, we must begin with our own. Peace in the body ripples outward as peace in the world. Electricity, magnetism, and the web of spirit. Electricity and magnetism are the twin forces that keep the cosmos alive. In your body, electricity sparks thought, while magnetism guides heart rhythms and emotional energy. In the Earth, electricity moves through storms and lightning, while magnetism shields life from solar radiation and cosmic harm. This electromagnetic harmony connects everything. Even your heartbeat generates a magnetic field measurable several feet away from your body. When you're in a peaceful state, this field expands, synchronizing with others nearby. When thousands of humans meditate together, scientists have recorded measurable changes in the planet's electromagnetic field, a phenomenon showing that consciousness and Earth's energy grid are interwoven. We are not just residents of the planet. We are participants in its energetic evolution. The fragility of the electrical balance. Just as the human nervous system can become overstimulated by constant stress, noise, and overstimulation, the Earth's electrical systems are now under strain. The constant buzz of human technology, from power grids to satellites, creates an artificial layer of electromagnetic noise that disrupts natural rhythms. Animals that navigate using Earth's magnetic field, such as birds and whales, often lose their way due to interference. Lightning patterns are shifting due to climate imbalance. Even the Schumann resonance itself is showing fluctuations linked to solar storms and human activity. It's as if the planet's nervous system is trying to adapt to a new level of energy, one humanity has created but not yet learned to balance. Healing the global circuit. How do we restore harmony to this planetary nervous system? The answer lies in coherence, the alignment of human energy with the Earth's energy. Practices like grounding, meditation, sound healing, and time spent in nature help us synchronize with the natural frequencies of the planet. When we walk barefoot on the ground, our bodies absorb negative ions that neutralize inflammation and restore balance. Likewise, collective human consciousness, expressed through acts of peace, compassion, and mindfulness, restores coherence in the global energy grid. The more balanced we become, the more balanced the world becomes. We are both transmitters and receivers in this living electrical web. Our emotions, thoughts, and intentions literally feed into the global current. The awakening of planetary consciousness. The nervous system is not just a communication tool, it's the seat of awareness. Through it, you experience reality, emotion, and self-reflection. On a larger scale, humanity represents the emerging awareness of the planet itself. Just as neurons awaken to create a mind, human beings are awakening as the neurons of Earth's consciousness. Every act of understanding, every burst of compassion, every spark of creativity contributes to the evolution of the planet's awareness. This is the next stage of evolution, not biological but energetic. The awakening of a species that realizes it is part of a greater intelligence, the mind of the Earth itself. Conclusion: becoming the lightning of change. The nervous system reminds us that everything is connected through energy. Every heartbeat, thought, and action is part of the universal current. The Earth's electrical grid pulses with the same divine light that fires within your brain. To live in harmony with the planet is to live in coherence with this current, to think consciously, act compassionately, and stay grounded in awareness. You are a neuron in the cosmic mind, a spark in the planetary network. The choices you make, what you feel, think, and share shape the electrical destiny of the world. So breathe, connect, and remember, the same lightning that flashes through the clouds flashes within you. And together, humanity and the Earth form one vast, living, and luminous circuit, the nervous system of the universe. From the first beat of the heart to the spark of the nervous system, we have journeyed through the sacred architecture of the human body, only to find that it mirrors the living design of the Earth itself. Every organ, every rhythm, every pulse is a reflection of a greater body, Mother Earth. Our hearts echo her rivers. Our lungs breathe her forests. The calcium in our bones was once part of ancient mountains. The iron in our blood was born from dying stars. The body is not separate from the universe. It is the universe expressing itself in human form. The message hidden in this mirror is simple yet profound. When we heal ourselves, we heal the Earth. When we poison our bodies, we poison her soil. When we breathe mindfully, she exhales with us. The microcosm and the macrocosm are one. The same divine intelligence animates both. Humanity's destiny, then, is not to conquer nature but to remember that we are nature. Every act of nourishment, creativity, and balance becomes an offering to the living planet that sustains us. Every heartbeat is a prayer, every breath a partnership. As the Earth evolves, so do we. Her nervous system, the lightning, the mycelium, the grid of human consciousness is awakening. We are becoming aware of our role as her neurons, her voice, her awareness. So as you move through life, remember, you are the blood of her rivers, the breath of her winds, the spark of her mind, and the seed of her renewal. When the body and the Earth live in harmony, both flourish. When one suffers, both grieve. But when we awaken to our shared rhythm, we rediscover the eternal truth that the universe is not around us. It flows through us. And in that realization lies the power to heal everything.